I used to make these videos where I would build a house in The Sims, but each room was a different random budget or a different towny theme, and I did some where each room was a different color. The idea is pretty simple. I found this website that would give me a completely random color every time I refreshed the page. So when furnishing the house, I would just get a random color that was sometimes awful and then try and match it with Sims furniture. The problem is that sometimes these colors aren't like exactly in The Sims. This is sort of like a gray toned purple. This one we have. This is a little bit bright, but this definitely exists. You know, this one is also in The Sims, so maybe I'm giving some bad examples. Also, the colors on my monitor might be a little bit different than on yours, so don't laugh at me if I say the color wrong. It might just look different on my screen. So with that being said, I want to try and build some sort of a house. I think I might try and do something a little bit random with the rooms. Well, I don't want it to be like bad, but I want to try and have like a kind of ambiguous style basically, because then we can change it based on the color of the exterior. I also think that I might try and have this be only one story instead of making a second floor, just because the roof might be a little bit more difficult this way. All right, so let's imagine that perhaps this part is like a formal entry. Maybe over here we could have an office. We could do this as a bathroom. Oh, I guess it's only one story, so we should probably do bedroom. This could be a bathroom. Well, you know what? We could probably have a third bedroom over here. Oh, but it needs to be like lots of rooms, because it's a solid color challenge. So we need to like split off things into rooms that we wouldn't normally. So how about we do it like this, okay? Imagine you walk in, this is the entry. We come here into the living room. This one is a dining room. We've got the kitchen in the back. There's 2 bedrooms in these like rooms on the front and side, and then just 1 bathroom. You know what? I think that came together pretty well, and I feel like this is gonna be doable with the roof. Although, you know what? I might do it like that. That might be a little bit easier to do the roof on. Okay, there. Here is the shell. I built that really quickly, so hopefully we get lucky with the color. Now, the outside of this house is going to be, oh, green, dark green, kind of a like brownish green. On this monitor, it looks really green. On my other one, it looks way more brown. So I guess we'll try and do some sort of in between of green and brown. I was trying to be ambiguous with the shell just in case I wanted to like make it more modern or make it more traditional. I think that the window options will probably be better, more traditional, but we'll see. Okay, so I envisioned the roof would be something like this. Probably a little bit short too. That kind of is the main shape. And then I would add in some gabled bits to get a little bit more, I don't know, interest or something. It's a very generic looking house, let's be honest, but it's not bad. But that was sort of what I was visualizing when I built it. Maybe I'll do like a brown trim on the roof. I mean, I think there is some like greeny brown roof swatches, but this is just ugly. That is kind of like the exact color though. Oh no. Okay, well, do you think I can make that work? Should I try to make that work? I mean, we did commit to the challenge, and if the challenge says green and brown, let's make it green and brown. Can I give myself a break and do like beige? No, because that's ugly. It needs to be like the right shade of beige. I also hate the color of the roof trim, but like, what are you gonna do? Make it green? No. It just feels like, I guess it just kind of feels like none of them match. I kind of want a trim that's the same color as the roof. If I'm doing the roof this color, can I paint the walls white? Honest, can I give myself this? I hate this. I don't want to do it. I really don't like the color. Oh, what if we made it like more of a cabin vibe? The roof is so ugly. It's impossible. Can I just, do you want to do the next room and come back to this? I just can't. I hate this. I hate this. You know what? I'm gonna do the kitchen. Let's do the kitchen. Maybe this will put us in a better mood. Okay, the kitchen is going to be pink, pinky purple. You know, that might not be better, but we can try. You know, I guess I have to pick windows if I'm gonna do this. I feel like I should use white windows because if I put like brown windows, they're gonna be brown on the inside and the brown is gonna throw off like the color scheme more. But if the windows are only white, then it's like easier to blend into the color scheme of the rooms because we could do like white windows and doors and have that be almost a neutral. So maybe I'll keep it like that. I'll just do white windows. The problem is the tile, wait, that's close. It's not the same, but I think the vibes are similar. I guess we could probably do this tile. That is so weird. I've never used this tile before for like a whole kitchen. The pink cabinets also are like not really that good. Even if you add in purple, it's not much better. These are like so rustic and like combined with the floor, It's not good. Maybe we could do white cabinets and then pink appliances, right? Because we do have like these with, oh no, they're not that good. But we could do like this. We could really use the pink, you know? Pink appliances. There's not a pink sink, but that's okay. We'll just use like a metal one. Same as the dishwasher. We'll just use a regular metal one. Maybe I won't have the cabinets go all the way around. Do we do like a pink tile? I feel like we should. Okay, I guess I haven't really thought about the rules here. Like, I didn't really think about what do we have to do? What parts have to be pink? Is it just like an overall theme, or does everything have to be pink? This one kind of has the right vibes. Maybe I'll put like a breakfast nook, right? Oh, that's kind of a fun plant. And then we could get like, I don't know, some sort of big pink painting. I actually kind of like that. I think that's kind of cool. Oh, we even have pink trash cans. I don't think I realized that. Okay, I'm sort of liking this room. Let's try the dining room next. I'll give it a nice big window and also like a doorway. I'll give it a nice big window and a doorway. And then this room is okay, that's like the same. Or, well, no, okay, maybe this is more of like the nightmarish fuchsia from the base game. It's this color. You know, like these items, how all the base game things have that swatch. Maybe I'll use that. I think we're allowed to have like a wooden table. I feel like that's acceptable, but we need a fun rug. This one's kind of cool because it's got like some texture to it. Maybe we should use a nice dark wood floor too, because then we can like really let the curtains shine. Maybe, okay, wait. Maybe we could use these. Let's change the window. Let's get like 2 separate windows so that we can use these really fancy formal curtains. I don't really know what the style of this room is meant to be, but I kind of like it. I think it's kind of good. I would like to let it be known that I really actually am trying with this, okay? I know that I could very easily just have this be terrible, but I really honestly am trying to make it look cool. Oh, see, like this cool wine glass picture? That's got like the exact right swatches. I'm not really sure about the wallpaper because I kind of want to have like some paneling or something, but there's not really any paneling that is the right color. There's like so many shades. This one is, oh my god. This one is kind of the right color. I hate to say it, but like that, maybe we have to use that. It's almost perfect. I feel like this room could be done. Oh my god, I just realized I forgot to put like a door into this bedroom. We should probably do the bedroom doors really fast because I might need to have like the bedroom door from the dining room because I don't really want it to be out of the entry. Okay, and then we have like the bathroom and this bedroom here in the living room. And we could probably put like a TV or a fireplace in between them, maybe. Let's do this living room next. This one is going to be teal. Okay, that feels good to me. We have a lot of things that color in this game. Like, we really have some options. I think it needs to be kind of blue-green. Oh, this one. That's a little bit darker, but that's a very similar shade. Maybe I'll continue that floor. I think that's okay. This is very much screaming like Mint Gen of the Not So Berry Challenge, so I feel extremely prepared to take on this task. I have built so many houses for this sort of style, and I really feel tempted to use this rug. I don't know if I should. It might be a bad idea. Oh, what if we did that? Because that seems like the right color. I know that the orange is maybe not right, but if we make up for it with furniture. Oh, look. This one actually even has like a little bit of the orange. I know that it's not supposed to be orange, but it does kind of work. We can get a really big door. Oh, wait. We can get a really big window. I mean, I didn't really leave like space for a door to the backyard, but the outside of this house is so upsetting to me that I don't even want to, I can't. I don't want to think about it. I just don't want to see it. Let's embrace the inside. And then if, you know, it comes to it and we've got time, we can revisit the exterior. None of the curtains work. I'm trying, but they're all too small. You know what? This one has like a blue-green thing. That could be okay. I guess we could always do like a little glass coffee table as to not distract from the colors. And then like kind of a simple table for the TV. Nothing too fancy. We don't have like an office or anything in this house, so I might give us like a little bit of a spot right here. This is horrible. It's kind of fun. Like, I'm enjoying myself, but it really is like ugly, to be honest. I do like that a lot of this base game stuff has like the same wood swatch as the seasons thing, because then we can at least have like some color theme. Oh, that kind of works. Little accent chair in the corner. Then we could get a few like useful items. Like, I don't know, we could get a thermostat or something. Even if it doesn't match the color scheme, it's still like kind of a necessary function that it serves. I genuinely think this room is fun. I kind of like it. I like how they're each so different so far. Let's try and do the bathroom next. I'm a little bit nervous about this. I think if we get the same color again, we should maybe like just roll again so that we don't have like 2 matching rooms. See, like that's too similar, you know? Like, I don't know if that's worth doing. How about this? Green. Okay, like actually green. Let's try that. I think that could work. I'll put a window in there. You know, I realized that the picture did not have lime green, okay? I understand that, but my heart has lime green, and my heart says that I should use this color. Look, there's not really a lot of other green tile. Oh my god, we are so lucky. I forgot there's a green toilet. Oh no. This couldn't have gone better. There was no better swatch to get for the bathroom. I couldn't have like made this up if I tried. It's perfect. It's like genuinely perfect. Okay, I think I'll probably put the toilet and the shower over there. I might switch this. It can have a window on this side. Is there a green tub? No, there is not a green tub. Okay, I don't want a bathtub if it's not green. I hate to say it, but like, what's the point? When everything else is so perfect and fits so well. Oh, I forgot we had that swatch. Wow. When everything else is so perfect, how could I ruin it with a not green bathtub? We can have a not green toilet paper roll. I think that's okay. We could also probably have like, I don't know, laundry. We have a green towel. There's a towel on the shower, but I'll get an extra. I don't mind. How about this green poster? I think this is kind of similar to the color that we spun. I feel like those are really close. So that can be like an ode to it, to that like slightly darker green that the game originally wanted. Oh, there's a green laundry bin. We could use that. This is not all green, but it does have some green, and that's kind of fun because it makes it look messy in there. I might leave this. I don't know what else to do. It works. Let's try not to ruin it. Okay, let's do maybe, how about the entry? Because the entry is boring. I do need to make sure that I give us a door. I probably shouldn't have tried to do the outside first, because like looking back on it, I probably should have like put doors and windows first. And like I mentioned, it really does make sense to have the white doors and windows, because that way there's not like, I don't know, the wood, it throws it off. The vibes are off. All right, but this entry is going to be red, or like it's almost like a deep like berry color almost. I'm gonna go with red because that actually feels doable to me. I feel like I don't know how to pull off deep berry otherwise. There's not exactly a color filter for that in The Sims 4. Oh, wait. Oh my god. That is identical. We have gotten so lucky today. This is going so well. We'll get a light. We probably need to have a rug or something, like a nice rug in the entry. We do have that one, which is kind of the exact same color, but I almost want to have a bigger one to put on the floor. Like that might work. We could do that big rug. Probably not that. Honestly, oh no, that's not right. That's too berry. I do like the idea of a couch or something though. I feel like, I mean, this one's a little bit much. I need to have like more of a wood frame on it or something. Like this, how it at least has something that's not red, because that gives us an excuse to have a side table, and we can use that side table to put a plant. I don't know what kind of plant. That one's cool. It sort of has the right color. You know what? I really like this painting. I'm starting to like these pieces of furniture together. I don't think the rug works. Maybe we could do a plant. I guess we could go back to that original rug. Like this one might be better. We could probably get a little coat rack. And then I guess on this side, we could have like the table and the mirror and stuff, you know, for like checking on yourself before you leave. I kind of like the vibes. It's definitely really big. Like if we had a second floor, I would have put the staircase in here too. So I guess that would help with the fact that it feels a little bit on the large side, but I think it's all right. I might just leave it before I do anything silly and make it ridiculously bad. Let's do, okay, which one should be the kids' room? I guess this one's a little bit smaller. So let's call this the kids' room and this the parents' room. Let's make the kids' room. Oh no, is that like too similar? I think that we shouldn't do green again. Let's try again. Yellow, okay. That's more fun. Let's do yellow. Maybe I'll do a carpet in here. Oh. On my other monitor, this yellow is kind of leaning a bit green. It looks a little bit limey on my other monitor, but I'm just gonna stick with yellow because, well, I don't know. What else am I gonna do? Yellow works. At least yellow has something that we can go off of. It's also just kind of fun for a kid's room. Like we could probably do like 2 beds in here. Maybe I'll use this one. We can put one over there. Maybe the other kid can have their bed this way, perhaps? Well, okay, I guess I've been trying to like sort of put the beds off the wall a little. Oh, that has a yellow spot. Maybe I should use it. Well, I've been trying to put the beds off the wall a little bit because that way it like fills in the center of the room. You know what? The yellow rug options are kind of ugly. That's fine. Should we do like a yellow light on the ceiling? Let's just go all out. I feel like I started off this video thinking that I was maybe gonna be like, I don't know, kind of serious. No longer serious. How can a video like this be serious anyway? It can't. I'm making an all yellow themed room. Like there's nothing serious about this. Oh, there's even a yellow Bigfoot. Come on, that's perfect. Oh, we have the little yellow thing for the shelf by the door. There's even, oh, no. There's even a yellow desk. This university furniture is kind of working out in our favor. We could give them a really nice computer because that's also yellow. There's a yellow desk lamp. Maybe I should try and get a few more toys. There's a couple little yellow ones. Okay, wait, maybe I could use this thing. I don't know if it has a yellow swatch. It's got orange, but that kind of in context could maybe pass as yellow, and then we could put some toys on the floor next to it. For wallpaper, I think I would like to have a pattern, but some of them are kind of a little bit scary. Like that we just, no. No. We could also really just go all out with the yellow. Or this, oh wait, okay, I know that has a little bit of blue in it, but it's kind of cute. Okay, this is like a little sports poster, and that's yellow, so that's a fun addition. I might say that room is done. I did that fast, but I think it really came together. And we have one room left, which is both a good and bad thing. It's bad because that means I have to do the outside next, which I don't want to, but the main bedroom, the parents' room, is going to be purple. Oh, but I just did that. I guess this is more of like a pinky purple. So this could be like a blue toned purple. I'm gonna do it in another tab. Does that change the, okay, good. Maybe if we did it a couple times, these are all ones we've already done. It's like the same thing, ew, oh my God. Okay, well, it's giving me purple a lot. Maybe I should just go for it. We'll do that same, see, these are very similar. We can do that first color. This is like an objectively different color than the one in the dining room because it's like more cool toned. They're very similar, but it's different, okay? Unfortunately, a lot of this stuff is like from the Vampires pack, although this is kind of good. That might help to like really differentiate it because it's darker. This room is also way bigger than I thought it was. I thought I was making like a small house. This is not a small house. Maybe I could try and use a few little blue accents. I know that that's kind of breaking the rules, but like the blue, maybe that could help really emphasize that it's more of a blue toned purple than the other room. That is huge. Should I just use it? Whatever, let's just do it. Why not? We've got this. That doesn't make sense. Let's do it anyway. Oh, we could probably get a fireplace. It won't be purple, but there's like some really nice wooden fireplaces that could totally fill in that big wall. These bookshelves are kind of blue. This feels like it really works. We're definitely gonna need to get a curtain or something. Okay, that's also kind of a different shade of purple, but to me it seems like the bench, the chair, and the pillows and the rug are kind of similar, which helps. I think that the Seasons curtains might have a swatch that's like kind of the right sort of purple. Oh yeah, okay. Oh, that works. It's definitely a little similar to this room, but whatever. When I do the thumbnail, I'll just leave it out, you know? I'll focus on these because these are brighter. And that leaves us with, I can't. The outside is so ugly. Like ugly beyond words. I guess now that we have the white windows, we should probably try and embrace it, I guess. I don't know. We need to do something with it. Oh, what if we paint the house with this? We forget the paneling. That's like the same color that it originally threatened us with. We'll do that. We'll get some white trim on the foundation. We could do white columns on the corners, kind of help blend it all in. I hate this roof. I hate the roof so much. I will figure it out. It's fine, but we'll do like a white fence. We can put a white staircase, any sort of path is probably fine. Although maybe like a stone. Guys, I don't know. This was a bad idea. This is a bad video. This is not good content at all. Maybe if we get some really big trees, you know, kind of fill in the lot, sort of surround everything with large oak trees. Some bushes would probably help. I was about to say, I wonder if there's any green flowers. I wonder if we could get some green landscaping. That's a great question. I wonder if there's any green plants that we could put. That'll really like sell the whole green theme on the outside. Yeah, great idea, Kayla. You're a genius. Well, you know what? Honestly, the white plants, the green wallpaper, it is coming together more than I thought it would. Do I like like it? No, not at all. But it does look a little bit better than I expected it to. And by the way, I am not putting this on my gallery. I don't want to save this build. I don't wish to keep this one how do I manage that? That was like way off the wall. I don't wish to keep this one permanently. It's probably not surprising to you, but this is not one that I even think that you should download in the first place. So I'm just doing us all a favor by not uploading it to the gallery because it's so bad. Here, how about this? Get a little bit of accent up there. I would like to never see this again. I don't want to think about that house ever again. It was fun to build. It was silly, but the greeny brown on the outside was not pleasant. If you liked this video, I've done a few things like this, so I can link my favorites down below. It's been a while since I tried the each room's a different color version though, so it was kind of fun to revisit it. I think my favorite version of this challenge is the each room's a different budget, but I've also done it where each room is a randomized townie, so like one's Eliza Pancakes and one's Nancy Landgrab, so I'll link both of those for you. Have the best rest of your day, and I'm gonna catch you all tomorrow, okay? Bye, everybody. I think half the reason that this was so hard for me is because I really do not feel good right now. I have a terrible headache, so it's making it very hard for me to record and focus, but hopefully the video is still like fun to watch. I'm so sorry.